Most y'all coming in. Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining me again. I am actually. Let me take my glasses off. I see my blue screen. Ooh, but I back from my daughter's game. We're home now, and I was thinking about something that I said in my last video about the baggage, bringing the old baggage into a new relationship. The topic was actually the dangers of bringing baggage into a relationship. I'll put it somewhere here, down here in the comments somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and put that link up there for you guys, whichever way it comes up. But I mentioned something in that video about your kingdom spouse and how detrimental it is to bring baggage into the relationship will hinder you from getting or meeting or obtaining your kingdom spouse. So I want to talk about that vital topic for those who not just desire any old kind of relationship, but want that kingdom marriage or being united with your kingdom spouse, the one that's ordained and sent to you from our God, our Creator, the person that was meant for you to have that holy connection with. But it's your kingdom spouse is not just a life partner. And I have my notes over here if you see me looking to the side. Your kingdom spouse is not just a life partner. They're your partner in purpose and on purpose. Okay, so they are your co-laborer in faith. They are the reflection of God's love for you and your love of God for them. I think I said that right. But here's a catch to that though. To step into a kingdom marriage, you must first prepare yourself, which goes back again to my video about unloading that unchecked baggage. So, preparation is not an optional thing for you to meet your kingdom spouse. It's essential. It is necessary. It is pertinent. It is very important to prepare yourself because God is not going to send you anybody or anything that He or you have not, you with Him have not prepared yourself for. That's like saying, um, Lord, send me this house, but you don't even have a job to pay the bill. And don't say, well, if God send you the house, He'll make sure you pay the bill. Miss me with that. Okay. Even though I don't doubt it, but miss me with the pettiness. Okay. But let's dive into 7 reasons why preparing yourself for your kingdom marriage, kingdom relationship is crucial. Give me just a moment. Yes, ma'am. When I get done with my recording, I'm doing a recording right now, but I will. Okay, okay. Sorry, guys, that was my daughter. If you cut potatoes, will you cook? If I cut potatoes, will you cook them? Yeah. After I get done with my recording because I want to get this out. But as I was saying, preparing for this type of relationship, your kingdom marriage, kingdom partnership is crucial. Okay, so 7 reasons why you should. 7 reasons why preparing yourself is crucial for this kind of relationship. So, reason number one is actually alignment with God's purpose. But first, I'm going to start with number 2, which piggybacks off of my last video, healing from past wounds. That's number 2. And I'm going to read exactly what my note says. Unhealed wounds from your past can be a major barrier to a healthy, God centered marriage. let me put those in words. Unloaded or unchecked baggage from your past can be a major barrier to your healthy, God-centered marriage. Okay, so whether it's trauma, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's where am I? Unmet expectations. You have these preset expectations on what a relationship should be, or your person should be, or carrying emotional baggage. All of this, bringing all of this into a relationship, can create unnecessary burden, strife, rift, whatever you want to call it. Just don't. Okay. So, God desires for you to enter into your kingdom marriage as a whole and healed person. He know and we know. That's why there's a preparation for that. He know and we know that life will beat you down. Life will give you stripes. Life will throw you lemon. But in order for you to be in line and ready for this marriage that's ordained and meant for you by God, you have to check that baggage. Okay. So you need to take the time to process and release past pain through prayer, counseling, therapy, mentorship, someone you trust, love, and know. You don't even have to know them, but if they're coming from a biblical and a Christian point of view, and if their counseling or their advice aligns with the Word of God, like the saying goes, try the Spirit by the Spirit. Go ahead. But this also ensures you don't project your old hurts onto your new relationship, onto your future spouse, and expect them to fix something they didn't break. Only God can heal that. Okay, so that was number 2, healing from past wounds. So let me backtrack back up to number 1, which was healing, alignment with God's purpose. So before you can unite with your kingdom spouse, their partner, your partner in purpose, or your partner on purpose, before you can before you can unite with this person, you need to be aligned with God's purpose. That person, before they can meet you, need to be aligned with God's purpose. Okay, a kingdom marriage is not just about romantic love. It's about fulfilling a divine mission together, with each other, alongside each other. You're doing God's mission. So the work of God, that is the purpose of this kingdom marriage. It's not all about the fun, the sex, the all the pros that comes with being married, but it also comes with the sacrifice of doing it God's way. Okay. And where was I? If you're not clear on your own calling, that's something that you need to get with God about. Go into your closet, ask Him, supplicate to Him, what is your purpose on earth? Like, Lord God, why did you put me here? Of course, the ultimate reason is to serve Him, but what is your earthly reason that He put you here? Okay, your calling. And if you're not clear on this calling, you risk the act of distracting from your God given purpose rather than enhancing that purpose, all because of you lacking clarification. Okay? Preparation involves prayer, self reflection, seeking God's direction for your life so that when your spouse does arrive, you can walk into unity toward this relationship with a shared vision. Okay? And that shared vision is the vision of God. Okay? So I'm going to go to number 3, which is developing godly character. Kingdom spouses are not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. He or she is not going to be perfect, but they should strive to be Christian like. They should strive to have a Christian like character. Strive to be perfect. You're never going to make it, but at least work towards that. So, with that being said, preparing yourself means allowing God to refine your character in areas in patience and humility, forgiveness, love. So these areas. So ask yourself, are you quick to anger? Love is patient. Love is kind. Do you struggle with pride? That's something that a lot of us, our ego and our pride is a blockage that we don't even know. So use this preparation season to let God prune you, let Him take away those traits that could hinder your relationship and cultivate the fruits of the Spirit, okay? Number 4, establishing a deep relationship with God. So, your relationship with God is the foundation of your future marriage. It it is the building block, the cell. And if you're not deeply rooted in your faith, you risk idolizing your spouse when you should be idolizing the Lord. You should be worshiping and having your faith and your trust in God. Okay? And you end up relying on your spouse to meet your needs that only God can fulfill. So, and God does not like idol worshiping. He doesn't like you to worship idol gods. He wants you to worship Him. But preparation also involves building an intimate connection with God through prayer, through worship, through studying His Word. Something that I need to start doing more often. I haven't picked up my physical Bible in a hot minute, but I have read the app, the Bible app, the Bible Gateway app, but I need to get back to the book itself just to feel the pages and read the pages and indulge myself with the pages of the Bible. But back to that. So, you do it through prayer, through worship, through studying His Word, so that your identity and your joy, they're anchored in Him and not your spouse, not your relationship status, not your person, so to speak. I'm trying to turn the page to my next notes that I had written down and can't seem to grab the page. Okay. But a strong spiritual foundation built on God and leveled on your faith in Him is what equips you to face the challenges in marriage with wisdom and strength with your kingdom spouse. Number 6 is cultivating, I'm sorry, number 5 is actually learning to steward your finances and responsibilities. Something that a lot of us have to mature and grow into is being good stewards of the things that God has given us. Practical preparation is just as important as spiritual preparation. You know, marriage requires maturity of handling responsibilities such as your finances, household management, time, you know. But if you are disorganized or overspending or avoiding accountability, now is the time to start working on these things and addressing those habits in order to get or meet or be joined or with your spiritual spouse, with your heavenly spouse, your spiritual mate, you know. So a kingdom marriage thrives when both partners are good stewards of their resources. It will thrive. It will cultivate a beautiful atmosphere. So you want to ask yourself, are you ready to combine your finances? Most women say, my money is my money and your money is my money. But um are you really ready to combine your finances as a family unit? Are you ready to set budgets? Are you ready to work as a team, not a I or a me, but as a team, as a we? So preparing in this area actually shows God you are ready for the blessings of marriage. And that's one thing that I've been working on. It's hard as a single parent with one income, but that's an area that I've been working on because I want to prepare for my spiritual spouse, my kingdom spouse. So that's one thing that I've also been working on, being a good steward of the things that God has given me. Number 6 is cultivating emotional maturity. That's one thing that a lot of us lack, is emotional maturity. So this maturity is actually a key to resolving conflicts, building intimacy within the marriage. So without it, small disagreements can spiral out into big arguments, or I don't like to say arguments, I like to say intense conversations or strong devotion, those type of words. But it can really spiral into major issues if the components, the male and the female, the husband and wife, are not emotionally mature. So preparing yourself means learning how to communicate. That goes back to my first video about the baggage, people not knowing how to communicate. Okay, so you need to learn how to communicate effectively. Regulate your emotions. Don't let your emotions go from, and I have a bad habit of that. So I got to put that in check. My emotions can go from 0 to 100 in 0.01 seconds if the right buttons are triggered. And I know that is something that I need to put in check. I need to check that before God can send me my spiritual husband, my mate, So we've got to learn how to navigate our disagreements with grace, I'll say. Not getting all up in his face and not putting your finger up all up in her face. We have to bring it down, mellow out. Let's talk about this, And as they say, never let the sun go down on your wrath. Okay, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to sin. We could talk about this in the morning. Okay, after the heat from the burns and mellow out a little bit. You get what I'm trying to say. But we need to practice active listening, empathy, conflict resolution before God will bring us our spiritual mate, our kingdom spouse. So that way you'll be equipped to handle the ups, the downs, the thick, the thins, the good, the bads of your marriage. It also means emotional maturity also means that you're being secure in who you are. Being secure in who you are. This prevents jealousy in the marriage, insecurity in the marriage, or codependency in the marriage. All of these things can sabotage your relationship. So knowing who you are and being secure who you are and having those emotional checks is number 6. So you need to cultivate emotional maturity. Number 7, trust God's timing. Okay, we all want to rush relationships. We want to go ahead and, well, God, let me help you out doing this. If I can do this, then no, we cannot rush the relationship. If God didn't show it to you, don't do it, because we put our hands in things and we mess it up a lot. And I can say with my current relationship, I had the dream, I had the vision, and I also had it was solidified different ways, because I'm like, God, show me this again. Make it plain, make it clear. Let me understand. Is this what you're saying? I need to know. I got questions. They say, "Oh, don't question God." No, I'm clarifying. But with my relationship now, I actually had the dream and the vision. So I'm trusting God's timing. But often people just rush into relationships out of impatience or fear of being alone, or lonely, because alone and lonely means two different things. And a kingdom marriage is well worth the wait, because you're going to reap so much more than that little bitty time frame that you waited for this to happen, you know? So trusting God means believing that He will do what He said He would do. He's working behind the scenes. He's preparing you and your spouse both for the perfect time to unite. And during this waiting period, for those of you that are in waiting, during this waiting period, use this time to grow, to learn, to serve, learn how to serve. Um, Knowing that God's timing is always perfect. And when you're ready, He will orchestrate the meeting in a way that glorifies Him, and that you will be beyond, it will be, surpass anything that you've ever dreamed of. So, in conclusion, preparing yourself for your kingdom spouse, your kingdom marriage isn't just about being ready for a relationship. It's about becoming the person that God wants you and called you to be for yourself and for the relationship, but most of all for Him. And you're not waiting idly, you're preparing, you're becoming actively, or you're actively becoming pruned into moving into this position. Okay. So this preparation season, it's a gift. Use it wisely. It's an opportunity to align in God's will, to heal your heart from the baggage, to grow in the character that you lack. It's not a time to just sit there. It's a time to mature, to push forward. And when you and your kingdom spouse finally come together, you'll not only be ready for love, but you'll be ready on purpose and in purpose. So I challenge you, and I challenge myself today to not focus on when your kingdom spouse will arrive, but focus on who you are becoming, or who I'm becoming in the meantime. Focus on who we're becoming in the wait. Who are we becoming, pruning to be in the wait? Because the better prepared we are, the more beautiful and impactful our marriages will be. Thank you. So, if you like what I'm talking about now, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Really, comment. Let's get some engagement going on. But until the meantime, thank you and see you later.